Hello, friends. It's a tradition unlike any other. It's the Masters.
But our question is Masters Week all hype or is it a bucket list trip?
Ooh. Golf is not that hard.
Well, it doesn't have to be. That's why we cut through all the highbrow golf BS to give you what you really need to know to enjoy the golfing experience.
I'm Doug Smith.
And I'm Cheyenne Woods.
And together we have over 50 years experience playing the game of golf at every level.
Every week we'll break down a new topic in 10 minutes or less, answering some of the most popular questions in golf today.
You're welcome.
So, Doug, you have not been to the Masters.
I have not been to the Masters.
How do you see Masters Week as a golfer and as a golf fan?
I look at Masters Week as going to heaven. Walking down Magnolia Lane has to be one of the most beautiful walks. Although I heard it's like off this random street, like that you just turn into.
Basically.
I mean, but you know what? It's not what we're talking about. The point is, for me, the Masters, the property, the grounds is this fabled creature that I do some strange things to get to go to the Masters.
I don't know if I want to know all that, I'm definitely with you. I've been to the Masters twice before, and it is by far the epitome of golf experiences.
That's what we want to hear.
But our question is it hype or is it worth a bucket list trip for our listeners?
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you a few questions, though, regarding your trips and your times at the Masters. So talk about arriving to Augusta. How is the experience when you get on property?
So I'm going to be honest. You think of Augusta National, you think of, these pearly gates and you're walking into golf heaven, literally. But as you're driving through Augusta, you're in a small southern town. It's nothing crazy like you think of Augusta National, but you make that turn and you walk on site and it is amazing. Ugh. It's everything you ever imagined. The grass is perfect. There's not any part of any trash on the ground. Everyone's nice. It's like its own world. Ugh.
We're going to ask a lot of things today in this quick 10-minute conversation, or 8 minutes, if you will. But one, prices of food and drinks at the Masters. People say it's really cheap. Is that true? Or is it BS?
100% true. When you go to the snack area, the concessions, that is one thing that the Masters is known for. They do not change their menu, and the prices are cheap, which is awesome for these people who they most likely spent quite a penny.
But isn't it like a very limited menu when you're on the grounds at Augusta?
It is very limited. You've got the traditional pimento cheese sandwiches.
Have you had one of those?
Yes, I have actually. And since we're addressing the hype or the bucket list, I've got to say the pimento cheese sandwiches for me were all hype. My taste buds might not be a fan of pimento cheese. Everyone's different.
Are you a pimento cheese person? Like, when's the last time outside of Augusta that you had a pimento?
I never even heard of pimento cheese till I went to Augusta. So that might be the problem there.
All right. Well, did you wash it down with a beverage of your choice?
Of course. I mean, for $1, how can you not?
A beer's $1 at Augusta?
You look at the menu, you've got things from $1 to $3.50.
Wow.
So you really can't go wrong. That I think is a huge part of the fan experience of going and being a part of this traditional week that has been long running.
Now here's another question. On TV, we always see guys having these awkward stances or the ball rolling downhill or uphill. Is Augusta National as hilly as it looks on TV, or more or less, or how are the grounds there from a topographical standpoint?
Honestly, that was one of the things that surprised me the most by going to the course in person. You don't get a feel for the amount of slope on TV. Once you're there, you understand why these greens are some of the most difficult that these players see during the season. The course is in perfect shape, from the fairways to just the flowers to, the grass that you walk in the sand.
I've seen them hold the flowers from blooming back. They'll ice them at night just so that in the morning when the temperature raises or whatever happens, I don't know how it works, but they make sure they time the blooms of the flowers. And they spray paint the ground where it's imperfect. Or do you see this, or is this?
You hear a lot of the Augusta National myths of what they do or don't do to get the grounds ready for tournament play and for especially the TV appearance. So everything you see on site and on TV is absolutely pristine and perfect.
I'm so jealous. Talk to me about some of your Masters memories. What are some things that stick out? I mean, again, we're talking about bucket list or BS. So what are some of the things that either let you down about your Masters experience, or some of the things that actually made it really, really memorable and special for you to be at Augusta National?
One of the most special things as a fan going is to be able to to see and connect with the history that has happened at the Masters. Some of my best memories watching the Masters are Tiger's, historic shots. One of the first thing I did when I got to the Augusta National was go and see Bubba's wedge shot out of the tree.
Yes.
These are huge moments.
Bubba Watson, yes. Masters, snap hook from around the tree, spins it to 12 feet.
Yes.
Did he miss the putt?
I don't know, but he won.
I don't know.
He won. So that's all that matters.
He did win.
Just to be able to go and stand where he hit from, go to Amen Corner and connect as a fan to all of these historical moments is really, really cool. And even just the energy there as a fan is really special. It's not as crazy as the Waste Management or a U.S. Open, so you really get to appreciate being a golf fan and seeing these very, very talented players.
All right, so unlike a lot of other tour events, Cheyenne, Augusta is very, very strict about their cell phone policy. So how is that? You can't take photos. How do you create memories that are tangible from going to the Masters?
Well, it's so funny because in today's society, we're so glued to our cell phones that if you rip those away from people, they don't know what to do with themselves.
I'd shake.
And that was me, 100%. How am I going to take pictures? How am I going to talk to people? But you get in there, you take your digital camera, you're away from the texting, the social media, and you're actually able to enjoy the moment, enjoy the experience. So it takes some adjustment, but I think it makes the experience so much more unique.
All I heard you say right there was digital camera, and I'm still trying to.
What is that?
I'm still trying to figure out do you strap it around your shoulder like Indiana Jones and go on this trek through Augusta National?
You see him out there, that's for sure.
You have your extra battery in your pocket and a charger.
Do the old school selfies with the digital camera.
Oh my God, you break your wrist holding that thing. All right, so for the folks out there that revere Augusta and Jim Nantz, is going to Augusta, because I know staying in Augusta's gotta be a nightmare.
It is. I mean, it gets pricey, whether it's the ticket prices, if you're lucky enough to win through the lottery, which they do every year. Tickets can range from $75 to $150 just from the lottery alone. And then if you don't win the lottery, who knows how much you're going to end up spending. Like you said, hotels, finding something in the area, the prices are spiked. So as a trip overall, it definitely gets pricey. And I would recommend it for the true diehard golf fans. If you're willing to spend that pretty penny, then go for it.
But is it BS or is it bucket list?
For me, it's a bucket list. But I'm a golf fan. I've been golfing since I was 5 years old. Masters Week is the epitome of golf, everything. But for the average golfer, I don't know. It depends on your love of golf and your love of the game.
So what she said is, folks, that if you pause your life like me on Masters Sunday, especially on back nine Masters Sunday, it doesn't get better. It's not BS. It's actually a bucket list item that you should do. I appreciate that, Cheyenne, but guess what?
What's that?
We got to get to our next topic. We always turn it up for the last 2 minutes of our show, where we take it from Golf 101 to Golf 205 in our Let's Get Technical segment.
So this is exciting for us today. It's our first question where we're addressing directly what you guys want to hear about.
That's
Antonio reached out to us on the website and wants to know
what
percentage. Antonio, yes. What percentage of the game is mental and physical?
Ooh.
Which is huge because golf is very mental.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a technical and physical sport. There's a lot of time you spend out there just thinking about stuff you probably shouldn't
at all.
What would you say, Doug? What's your...
I don't know, if you got to put it in percentages, I'm definitely going to wave more toward the mental side with a higher percentage than the physical. I'd say somewhere 60-40. I'd say on the mental versus physical. Hitting a golf ball is relatively easy, or making contact with the ball is relatively easy. It's not easy to hit that ball in the water and be okay with it and be able to successfully execute. I think all of us have experienced that at one point where you tried to hit the ball left, it went right. You tried to hit it up, it went down. You tried to hit it over the water and it went in the water or even short of the water. So I'm going to weigh heavier on the mental side being more important than the physical aspect of golf.
I agree. And I would also say it depends on your skill level as well. I think the more skilled you become, the more it does become mental. That's where you gain a huge advantage on the golf course.
And that'll be it for this week's episode of Birdie's Not BS.
Don't forget to send us your questions. We can answer them here on the show, birdiesnotbs.com, or if you want, you can slide in DMs on social media at birdiesnotbs.